And a splendid Friday morning to you. This is Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Well, we're looking at the nor'easter that really wasn't for Vermont. We got in some of our low ends here. There were some reports of 10 inches. We'll get to that in a second. But this is now curling up across New Brunswick and into the Canadian Maritimes. Large-scale flow continues to blow in moisture coming in from the Great Lakes and even other sources up near James Bay, Canada. All of this is ramming up against the northern and central Green Mountains and producing frequent snow showers and upsloping snows, and that'll continue through into the afternoon. Eventually, all of that's going to fall apart and exit out of the region as just a few flurries tonight. Also looking at gusty winds continuing to blow in from the west and northwest, and this will be with us occasionally producing a few whiteouts and some drifting and blowing snow. Looking at the temperatures upstream, temperatures basically in the low 30s in Vermont, and colder air, of course, advecting into the region from the north of the Great Lakes, and some of these temperatures here you can see in the single digits. Overnight lows tonight will get down to around 5 below to around 10 above. Across Vermont. Coldest probably northeast Kingdom Hollows. Kind of par for the course as skies actually start to turn partly cloudy. A little bit of partial clearing helping things along with the radiational cooling aspects. Best snowfall accumulations from the local storm reports. We've had as much as 10 inches in some of parts of Windsor County. 19 inches here. You can see that. 18. Quite a bit of heavy snow here that's fallen across parts of Maine. Reports this morning of 85,000 people without power. You can see the snowfall totals here. There was one, I think it was 21 inches in this area. And continuing into parts of northern Maine. Looking at the HRRR and where the snow is going to fall today, it's mainly going to be along the spine of the Green Mountains and especially the northern Greens. You can see it does carry over a bit into the portions of north-central Vermont and the northeast Kingdom Highlands. And that is going to be the continuing situation until this evening, where the flurries just basically scatter out and diminish. So total snowfall is what this looks like through 1 o'clock this tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. The most across the northern Green Mountains, some of the northeast Kingdom Highlands, just enough to cause nuisance snow shower and flurry activity with a dusting to about a ½ inch in some areas of Washington County, and maybe up to 1.5 inches parts of Lamoille County. All right, big picture. Let's see why we didn't get the conditions we were thinking with as much as maybe 16 to 20 inches in some parts of Vermont. Again, some parts did get some pretty good snow, but notice the low is a little bit off-centered, a little bit southeast of Cape Cod. And the fact that it moved basically from here to here was just enough of a little bit of shift. And that's why we weren't in the heavier snow zone, whereas New Hampshire and Maine was. Okay, this is valid this evening at about 7 o'clock. And then flurries abate. A little ridge of higher pressure develops, but it's going to be during the morning hours on Saturday. That quickly moves on out. We have this Alberta Clipper system with some jet stream energy, but it's running into an area of higher pressure, and it's eventually going to fall apart. There it is, and this is what's going to happen to it. It moves on out. Another ridge of higher pressure develops Sunday into Sunday night before a major warm-up. Notice the thickness lines here, they're in red. This is precipitation that would produce either mixed precipitation on the front edge or rainfall, or this would be snow up in the higher elevations. Okay, so looking at this rainfall, it comes in little bits and pieces, and I think the worst of it in terms of freezing rain, mixed precip, is really going to be Monday night. This is valid about 7 o'clock Tuesday morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And what I want to show you here is a little bit better moisture source here, higher precipitable water. It kind of is really tropical-like moisture, and it's got thunderstorms loaded in it. And so take a look at this. This is going to track very close to Vermont. Looks like over New Hampshire and Maine. And this could be very problematic in terms of melting snows, warmer temperatures, combined with heavy rainfall could produce flooding. It looks like southeastern Vermont could be slightly in the zone. I think it's really going to be southern New England and then up into Maine. So take a look at this. So here it comes. Boom. That's not a good picture, especially over snow. And again, we're talking greater than a half inch in a 6-hour period across southern Vermont. And some of the rainfall totals right along the Connecticut River Valley were a little bit over 1 inch amount. So here we got tropical-like rainfall in the forecast. And then it moves on out. It's a very warm Wednesday. Temperatures could hit 45 to 50 degrees. And then, of course, colder air works on in. Some lake effect moisture gets involved. Maybe a couple snow squalls, a little bit of nasty travel, potential for flash freeze. And then we get into Thursday, and that looks like a dry day as most of the trajectories of these lake effect plumes are a little bit off to the west and south of us. Weather Prediction Center shows total QPF, accumulated rainfall, and I do believe that this is the associated heavier rainfall I was just looking at here with the thunderstorms streaking in and crossing southern New England and into eastern New England, and also accumulated precipitation with the snowfall. That blue line, incidentally, is 1 inch amounts, and it looks like it surrounds Vermont pretty much. So 1 inch or less total precipitation melted. This is the weighted temperatures for the next 5 days. These are maximum temperatures, and we'll be running about 6 degrees above normal, incidentally. 3 days later, still 6 degrees above normal. Note that it's a major cool down across most of the country. East Coast, not so much. Flow coming in from the southwest. Okay, this is 850 millibar temperatures. These are the temperatures coming down tonight, basically tomorrow and so forth. But this being the 0-degree isotherm, anything above that is going to be rain. So we're technically talking really around the Monday night, Tuesday into Tuesday night, Wednesday time frame, where we're warm enough to see liquid precipitation, which equals ice, typically on valley floor and associated with cold ground. And surface highs, you can see they're kind of up and down. Again, this is in Celsius here. But we are talking about our warmest temperatures that are going to be during this period here. Okay, let's take a look at our current situation here. We have the warmth that's pushing away. We're going to have colder air kind of rotate in. This is temperature anomalies across the eastern half of the country. So this is over the weekend. We see that colder air get pushed on out. Warmer air starts to move in on Sunday, New Year's Day. And then keep your eyes on the Gulf coastal area, and you can see these temperatures are pretty warm, and you can see where they're headed. Indeed, take a look at that. These maximum temperatures are running about 15 degrees to 17 degrees above normal. Vermont, maybe not quite as warm. We got snow on the ground, valleys and mountains. And then, after a while, things begin to settle in because we have just an Arctic intrusion coming out of the west and northwest. And temperatures stay actually below normal for a change. This is 9.5 days out. We're talking 10 days out. Let's jump to 11.5 days out. A little bit of warming starts to take place, a moderation in the air mass. Not a lot of big storms during this period. I think snow is going to be preserved at this point, and then roughly 15 days out, this is what it looks like. Okay, we're looking at surface pressure from the European ensemble, and this is the area of low pressure tracking you to the Great Lakes, and the one that's going to be the culprit that's going to spread in some mixed precipitation types. It actually intensifies, develops. It's a little secondary low, but too late. But now I'm at 7.5 days out. Notice this large ridge of higher pressure just kind of hangs out. This is day 9, day 10, day 11, 12 days out from now. A little bit of a trough comes through for something, but in general, a much quieter weather pattern with a ridge of higher pressure almost as default position. That may ensure several days of dry weather with good project weather, something to look forward to. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.